Guys, we are going to look at this question that says, which choice is a correct equation for the line graphed below? So we've got our graph line, and then we've got 4 choices here. So as we're looking through this, looking at the graph line, we know that we need to find the key features. Key features are the rate of change and the y-intercept. So I'm going to write that here, key features. Okay, so as you're thinking through these questions, you want to make sure that you're going slow and that you're not missing anything, because the multiple choice questions are there to have an answer that is either right before the correct answer or one that is maybe switched where the key features are opposite. So key features, I'm looking for the y-intercept, and I know that the y-intercept is always 0, something. The y-intercept is when it crosses the y-axis. So if this is the y-axis right here, okay, then we're looking for when does that graph line cross that y-axis, and it's crossing right here at that point. That point there is 0. I'm going over 0 because our coordinate pair is always x comma y. So I'm going over on this side 0, and I'm going up 1 until I hit that graph line. So this is 0, 1. Okay. I'm going to highlight that one because I know that 1's going to show up in the equation. Now if I look down at my answer choices, I see that they're all +1, meaning they all have the same y-intercept. So that really didn't help us, but it's still a process you want to go through just in case if these are different. So now we're looking at, is the rate of change going to be 3, 2, 1/2, or 1/3? Okay, so the other key feature here is rate change. I'm just going to write rate, and we know always show rate of change is change of y over change of x, and we always want to write this down, because if we don't write this down and we do it backwards, then you see that these are actually flipped and that these would be one of your wrong answers. Okay, so finding change of y over change of x on a graph, you're finding 2 good points. 1 point's there and 1 point is there. Those are where they're passing through those graph lines. It's passing through these graph lines here. Okay. And to find that, we are going to go up and make a right triangle. So straight up and straight over. I'm going to color this so you guys can see. Okay, so straight up and straight over. Now the change in y, remember this is the y-axis, so the change in this y goes from here to here, and we're going from that -5 to the -2. These grid lines are going up by 1, so I can say this is 1, 2, 3. I increased by 3, so I'm going to write that change of y as 3 over the change of x is your horizontal axis. I'm going over 1 here, plus 1, 3 over 1. Okay, so here's our rate of change. If we had written it backwards, if we had not written out our change of y over change of x, we might have accidentally ended up with 1/3. And that's not what we want. 3 over 1 is not the same thing as 1/3. 3 over 1 is the same thing as 3. And so we're seeing there that the 3 is showing up right there as the 3. Okay. And also thinking about paying attention to detail, that some people are not going to pay much attention to the coordinate grids, the grid lines here, and you would maybe end up with 2. So they're looking for somebody who's being kind of sloppy and not being precise. Okay, so our answer here is A, because it has a rate of change of 3 and it has a y-intercept of 1. And that if I were to plug this in each time and substitute in these values, I would end up with the points on this grid. Okay.